Beloved ones, spiritual awakening is a deep and transformative process that completely changes the way we see the world and, inevitably, our relationships. The moment we begin to awaken to a higher consciousness, we start to see beyond the illusions of the ego, beyond imposed expectations, and beyond conditioned patterns. This process can be liberating, but also challenging, as it makes us question everything that once seemed certain, including the connections we have cultivated throughout our lives. Your friends, family, and even your partner may not understand this transformation. This is because awakening does not happen to everyone at the same time, and this difference in frequencies can create a natural distancing. You begin to realize that conversations that once made sense no longer resonate in the same way, that environments that used to feel comfortable now seem draining, and that some relationships become challenging because others cannot see what has become so evident to you. On our channel, we talk about spiritual awakening and the law of attraction, bringing reflections and teachings that help to understand this process of transformation. In today's video, we will explore how awakening can impact your relationships and how to navigate these changes consciously and balanced. This distancing is not a punishment or a sign that something is wrong, but rather a reflection of your internal change. Spiritual awakening is not just about finding answers, but also about letting go of what no longer vibrates at the same frequency. And often, this means moving away from certain people, not due to a lack of love, but because paths take different directions. What was once compatible can become a burden, and without even realizing it, your energy begins to seek something new, more authentic connections, more aligned with your new perception of the world. During this process, it is common to feel loneliness, sadness, or even guilt for no longer fitting into the same spaces. But this feeling, as uncomfortable as it may be, is part of growth. Awakening does not invite us to carry everyone alongside us, but to free ourselves from bonds that limit our expansion. This does not mean that you need to cut people off abruptly, but rather understand that some connections naturally dissolve so that more aligned ones can emerge. Karmic relationships play a crucial role in spiritual awakening, often serving as catalysts for our growth and transformation. They are like mirrors, reflecting aspects of ourselves that need to be healed or understood. These relationships can be intense and challenging, bringing to the surface emotions and patterns that we may have been avoiding facing. Even though they often end painfully, they leave a profound impact, acting as a necessary push to align us with our true purpose. These karmic connections usually involve important lessons about self-love, boundaries, detachment, and acceptance. When we are caught in these dynamics, we are forced to question what we truly seek in our relationships, and, most importantly, to recognize our own worth. The end of a karmic relationship can be painful, but it is also liberating. It marks the end of a phase of learning and creates space for more aligned and harmonious relationships. As we grow and heal, something magical happens. We begin to attract people who vibrate at the same frequency as us. After a period of solitude and introspection, we realize that these new connections emerge naturally and effortlessly. They are people who share the same values, the same worldview, and who inspire us to grow even further. Unlike karmic relationships, these connections are not based on drama or emotional intensity, but on mutual support, authenticity, and a sense of peace. Recognizing these similar frequency people feels like a kind of soul recognition. There is an instant connection, a deep understanding that does not need to be explained. These people enter our lives to support us on our journey, to remind us that we are not alone, and to share moments of growth and joy. They do not compete with us. They do not drain our energy, but rather help us flourish. It is as if the universe rewards us for all the inner work we have done by bringing people into our lives who resonate with our truth. Connecting these two concepts, karmic relationships and similar frequency people, is essential to understanding the transformative role of relationships in spiritual awakening. While the former challenge and shape us, the latter nurture and elevate us. Both are indispensable parts of the evolution process, each fulfilling its role at different moments of the journey. If you feel like you are going through a karmic relationship or have noticed that new, more authentic connections have started to emerge, remember that all of this is part of your path. Accept the lessons, let go of what no longer resonates, and make space for the new. After all, spiritual awakening is about learning, growing, and, above all, living in alignment with who you truly are. Spiritual awakening not only transforms how we see life, but also profoundly affects our romantic relationships. As we become more conscious, we realize that many of the romantic bonds we have cultivated throughout life are based on emotional patterns, social expectations, and karmic ties that often carry pain and challenges. Awakening invites us to look at these relationships with new eyes, recognizing what is genuine and what is merely a reflection of our own unhealed emotional wounds. Many relationships are built on lack, on the need for fulfillment, and on unconscious attachment dynamics. However, when a person undergoes awakening, they begin to see that true love does not come from dependency or possession, but rather from freedom, authenticity, and an energetic connection that goes beyond the physical and emotional. This realization can create conflicts, as one partner may awaken and seek a more conscious relationship, while the other remains attached to old ways of relating. This can lead to distancing and, in many cases, the end of the relationship. At this point, the concept of twin flames emerges, a term often romanticized and misunderstood. Unlike the traditional idea of a perfect love, the twin flame journey is not about an idealized relationship, but rather a profound process of healing and transformation. Finding your twin flame does not mean having a partner who will complete all your gaps, but rather someone who will reflect your deepest shadows and push you toward your highest level of spiritual evolution. That is why this type of connection can be extremely intense, bringing to the surface everything that still needs to be healed within you. However, before this union can occur harmoniously, each individual must go through their own process of emotional and spiritual healing. A relationship based on higher consciousness cannot be built while one is still trapped in patterns of fear, jealousy, control, and insecurity. True spiritual connection in love only happens when both individuals are aligned at a similar vibrational level, ready to share a love that does not suffocate but liberates. That is why, often, spiritual awakening leads to a phase of solitude, where a person must focus on their own growth before opening up to a new relationship. This period can be challenging, as human beings tend to seek company to avoid dealing with internal pain. However, solitude does not have to be seen as a burden, but rather as an opportunity to strengthen oneself, get to know oneself, and build a solid foundation for healthier relationships in the future. Spiritual awakening teaches us that true love is not based on need, but on choice. And this choice can only be made with clarity when we are at peace with ourselves. Thus, instead of desperately searching for a partner, the focus shifts to personal growth and evolution. When this internal transformation happens, the most authentic connections emerge naturally, without effort, without desperation, simply as a reflection of your new vibration. As we advance on our spiritual awakening journey, we realize that transformation is not just about losing or gaining relationships, but rather about elevating the way we connect with others. This process teaches us that true love, whether romantic, familial, or friendship-based, is not about possession, dependency, or conformity, but about freedom, authenticity, and real energetic connection. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you noticed these transformations in your relationships? Has any connection changed or faded since you started your spiritual journey? Share your experiences in the comments, as this may help many others going through the same process. If this content resonated with you, leave your like and share it with someone who may need this message. Thank you for being here, and until next time.